take up to your apartment if you want. This area here, as well as coming down for the different food options you order, whether you're going to be sitting in the formal here, or if you're sitting in the more casual and taking it to your table, or getting served there.
So this is again a photograph of the board that we do have over here for you to kind of touch and feel and see closer up what these materials are, and we can talk through if you have any questions about where they're being used. We've got this really great little decorative screen here, and that's being used and lit behind these banquettes. Again, we're bringing back some elements that you'll see throughout the building. So again, in the Piscataqua room, we've got that tile back, and there's this great area in the kitchen where you'll be able to see there. It's an exhibit kitchen where you can see all the action behind the meal, and that is highlighting that space. We've got pizza ovens, so bringing back that stone element around the wood hearth for the wood burn pizza, wood-fired pizza. And then around the servery, we'll have decorative tiles, and that's what we're seeing up here. And again, as we spoke in the lobby, how all of the lighting fixtures are tying back in together, and how you can see over that balcony into the lobby. All of that is staying consistent throughout the lobby up to the dining. But again, we're playing with different ceiling heights. We're playing with different ceiling materials, different fabrics, and different other finish elements that give it that special feeling depending on where you are in the space.
This view is looking from the roof core side of the site towards the dining area. The independent living apartments, this would be D-wing again. Over this side, you have the court up here, and then down about 4, not quite 5 feet, is a sunken court for the supportive living, where they have a more private space. So visually, you can see across through here, but it's landscaped and screened and that, so that you have some privacy, different levels of privacy within the courtyard. And on the upper floor is the reworked fitness space. Basically, we still have a private little store, picking up supplies, paper towel, and whatever they're going to just put up for sale there. And then your fitness component here, your exercise studio with a toilet room and a shower area in this area if somebody chooses to need that. Your fitness exercise equipment out here. And the one thing is we've got natural light in this space from 2 sides, again facing 108 on this side here, and facing out high skylight windows there. The other thing we do have, we're calling it a flex space. It's going to be one of those spaces that's going to be used and for different things until you maybe determine down the road something more specific for it, or it may remain that. They may use it for extra exercise classes, music something, whatever that could be. You'll sort of live with it for a while and determine how the spaces will get used.
This is another one of those stills that we've taken from a panoramic. So again, it's a little distorted as far as your still of the view, but when you're in the process of picking your personalizations, this will be another space that you'll be able to interact with and pan around and see what all is happening in the fitness center. One of the elements that we have here is again another hydration station. That's some lighter wood cabinetry. We have a board of that too where you can look at those finishes. We've got a fun backsplash there, bring in some color and some excitement into the fitness center. Again, we're bringing back in some wood elements, a whitewash wood, bringing continuity to other elements, and then also just some warmth in that space. As you can see on this back wall, the skylit windows, from floor to ceiling and all along this wall, maybe I'll jump back to this screen. So for the length of this wall, we're adding an element that will feature local photography, and that will span that whole wall, and it's giving you a more connect to the outdoors. It's an interest in the space, this sort of larger-than-life artist connection there. And then, wrong button, go back. And then again, this, in the rendering, it's coming out dark, but this is the views that you have that Russ was speaking to of 108. So you're getting that light, again, from both directions. In there, we have a carpet material. It's a resilient and a carpet. It's this kind of hybrid. And it again addresses the acoustics, that we're very cognizant about that throughout this design. So it will be comfort underfoot, but it will also provide some interest in the floor. It's got some great colors. And then again, it's, you know, counteracting the noise of the equipment and kind of the hustle and bustle that you'll hear throughout that space. Here's the fun backsplash behind the hydration station. We've got high ceilings in this space too. We're getting up to about 10 feet, and so we've got this also really architecturally driven light fixture that's going to add some color and some more interest, and again, just keep that really energetic and fun feeling in your fitness center.
So many of you spent some time before we got started looking at some of these finished boards. So we, once again, would invite you to come back up and ask more questions. If you've not been able to take a look at them, please do. Sarah and I will walk you through what maybe a high-level overview of what we've done, what we've created for you. So these are 4 different palettes. We have what we call the standards package. So this is everything we've been talking about so far has been for your common areas. This is within your home. So we have 4 standard palettes. There are 4 neutrals, and A, B, C, and D. Very creative how we've labeled them. But basically, we'll walk you through. We've got, each palette is consisting of, we've got a main wall paint, we've got a ceiling paint, we have trim paint. We have, as a standard, we have what the industry calls its luxury vinyl plank. It's a wood look flooring. The standard in your apartment, your home, is that flooring material, right here, sorry, not the ceiling. The flooring right here is in your entryway and in your kitchen. The carpet is in your bedrooms and your halls, and then we have a porcelain tile that is slated for your restrooms, your bathrooms. Each palette has a decorative light fixture package that's a satin nickel finish. We have a stain, they're all stained cabinetry options in the standards. So your kitchen cabinetry and your bathroom cabinetry would be a stained finish, and that's what this sink bowl is. Decorative hardware pulls in the satin nickel family, again, on the cabinetry. And then your standard countertop in your kitchens is a granite. Okay? So we're just showing you, again, all 4 of these are the standard palettes, and we have these on display for you to see. Something really important to note is that these are packages that Sarah and I and those other designers I spoke of earlier, we put these together in the event that you want to make it as easy as possible. Maybe you do not care. I want something that's already been pulled together, and I can just select this and pre-packaged, and it's going to look good. It all works together very nicely. You can do that. You can pick palette A, B, C, or D in its entirety and be done with that. We know that might work for some, and we know others. I want choice. Lots of us want choice. So you can do that too. You can mix and match, and that's what you're going to be working with the team on in your personalization process. There might be some mixing and matching within the standards. In addition to the standards, we also have some upgrades that we put together, and we've got these 2 boards right here that are showing a variety of upgrades. So one of those upgrades would be an option, is if you didn't like granite for whatever reason and you wanted a quartz, you could do that. We have some upgraded cabinetry options, and that would be these painted options. There's a lighter cream color, There's a gray painted cabinetry is very trendy still. It's been around for a long time, and white seems to be quite classic and timeless as well. That's an option for you to consider too. Backsplashes in the tile. If you don't do the tile upgrade backsplash, then your standard would match your countertop. You'd have that 4-inch standard, so that's the standard. Sarah, what am I missing?
Which one is the cabinet?
So the cabinetry in this one, and we actually have we can go through each one of these just high level, but in this one, it's this darker wood stain here. In this image, let's see, is this it? This is the painted finish here, and this guy here. But I will tell you, it's very tough to photograph 4 shades of neutral, so I, again, would encourage you to come up and take a look at these boards. Sarah, I know I'm missing something.
Well, you will be getting a copy of the resident booklet that will also have these printed out in the book. Sorry. You'll be getting a copy of the resident booklet that we put together that shows all of these options. Not everything was able to get on the board, so there is some additional items for you to look at as far as upgrades go in that booklet. And also some installation images of the flooring material to give you a better idea of how that will look in your space. The wood flooring, we have an installation image of that. We also have an installation image of the vinyl wood look flooring, that luxury vinyl. It will outline some of the other things going into more detail of your restrooms and your lighting upgrades. We've got some images of that on the upgrade board, so there's a couple different lighting packages for you to choose from. We get into ceiling fans if you're interested in adding that to your space. So there's additional options that aren't all covered on the boards, but definitely allow you to really touch and feel and see that in a little better light than the screens and the booklets. It's always nice to see in person. So we'll just flip through here. I mean, again, it's 4 shades of neutral. There are some that are in more of the gray tones and some that are a little more buttery neutral, but all of these are labeled, so when you come up, you'll be able to clearly distinguish which one is the countertop, which one is the cabinetry, and so on and so forth. This is palette B, C, and D. Very creative. We ran out of creative juice with the design. When it came down to the naming, it was like, let's just stick with the alphabet. So here are the upgrades and upgraded carpet options that have a little bit more texture and pattern to them. And like Sarah said, there is a real wood flooring option. Another upgrade. Okay. So with that, we're back to Kathleen.
Boy, this is tall. Okay, so that is a quick overview. Obviously, it's hard to decide right now looking at the visuals, but as I said, you have things to take home with you, and you'll have time to make that decision. So the personalization process is going to go like this. We are going to organize you by pods. So you're already used to understanding you're organized by floors, but the personalization process is going to go mimic the construction process. So we are going to set you up on a very strict schedule, and we are going to take you by pods, and you're going to make first your MEP decisions, which is mechanical, engineering, and plumbing, and then you're going to go through your finishes. By the time you come in for your appointment to choose the finishes, we will have all of the costs ready for you, so you'll be able to make an informed decision. So what I'm going to ask you is, there's 150 of you, and there's 1 of Natalie. So please be kind, and we are going to we're going to schedule you 3 appointments a day for about an hour and a half for your mechanical, engineering, and plumbing. And If you decide that you don't want to make any changes to mechanical engineering and plumbing, which many people do, you can just sign an agreement that says, I'm fine the way it is. So let's take a look at what it looks like. Mechanical engineering design is when are the switches and the plugs in the right space. Do you want,
Nothing you mean electrical
sorry, what did I say?
instead of engineering?
Engineering, electrical, thank you. No engineering choices may be made. I know there are some engineers, so are the outlets in the right space? Do you want additional outlets? Do you want to change a tub to a shower? Do you want to change a door swing? Do you want to remove a wall? Do you want to change a double sink to a single sink? These are the kinds of changes that you would want to make at this time. So again, most people don't want to make any changes. If you don't, just sign it and hand it in. But if you do, that's when you'll sit down and meet with Natalie. And each change will have a cost related to it. So if you want a new outlet, that costs something. If you want to change a door swing, that costs something. We will be able to tell you at that time what each of those changes entails. So what does it look like? This is what it looks like. So it's hard to read, even for me, but this is your gridded floor plan. So that tells you where your living room space is, master bedroom, kitchen, etc. And each of these legends will tell you there's where the outlets are, there's where a data plug is for a TV. So we have designed this so you can put your TV on either side. We spent a lot of time thinking this through. And in the design, we made sure that we didn't just put the data on one side. So we were talking, and I said, they might want the TV here, or the TV here, or the TV here, or the TV here. So it's designed so that you have a lot of flexibility, so you can take some time, go through that, and if you don't understand it, don't worry, because Natalie will take you through it. But I would just ask you to kind of take a moment, breathe, and we'll do it all in pods. The other thing that we're going to do is, as people ask us questions and we get answers, we are going to post them all for everyone to see. So if somebody asks a question, we're going to post it all on Charter Connections. And I noticed, you know, when you took a look at the still photographs that RDG was showing you, they're really distorted because it's those cool panoramas. So what I'm going to try to do is get all of the updated panoramas on our website. We have never put it on our website. We've never opened this up to the community. But I'm going to try in the next month to put it up there so you can all take a look at it from our website so that it makes it easier for you to see. Would you like that?
Yeah.
Would that be, okay. I'm going to work on that. I already texted someone while we were in the presentation to see if we could do that. Because we are still, believe it or not, we are still marketing Riverwoods Durham. We have 69 people on our wait list. And our goal is 150. So we are going to be having external events, external marketing events to reach out to people who don't know about Riverwoods Durham yet and continue to build the wait list. That means it's a stronger community for you. So if someone has to drop out for whatever reason, the next person on the wait list can take their spot. So I'm going to, because you all have made your decisions and we wanted to keep it very private until we sold out, now we can open it up to the public. So I'm going to work on that. Give me a little bit of time, but I understand it's hard to see this from a distorted point of view. So that's the mechanical and mechanical, electrical, and plumbing section of the personalizations. The second phase is the finish phase. So you just went through, I think that Sarah and Kelly did a fantastic job of picking neutrals that people would like, you can mix and match. You can choose the carpet from palette A and the countertop from palette B. I mean, this is what the professionals would suggest you put together. That's why we hire them, they're interior designers, but you can make any decision that you want, mix and match them. So that's anything you choose from personalizations you can do. If you want one of the upgrades, you can do that too. That costs a little bit more money. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but by the time we get to your personalizations appointment, we'll know that. Now, custom things, those are things that you want to do to the apartment that we haven't included. All of those are generally we're generally going to have to say, let us figure it out. So we will try to accommodate as many things as we can. Some things we can't accommodate. And again, all of those questions we will put online so you'll be able to go in and answer that. Our commitment to you is that we're going to try to answer all your questions as soon as we can, as soon as we get the information. Some of the things may require an architectural review. If you want a pocket door, I don't know whether we can do that. If it's a load-bearing wall, we can't do that. So we're going to have to do that. Have to do some review of that. Does that make sense to everyone? You know the difference between choosing a standard, choosing an upgrade, and asking a custom question? Okay, so that's the finish phase. We've had a lot of people who are also very concerned about green energy. How are you making this building as green as possible? And our goal is to do as green as possible within our pocketbook. So we are trying to build an environmentally sound, very tightly constructed building, and we're trying to make green decisions where they make sense. So we are committed to sustainability, and one thing you have already done is significantly reduce your footprint. 150 lawnmowers have stopped once you move in. 150 snow plows have stopped once you move in. You are having a much more airtight impact on the environment because you're in one house, not 150 houses. So by moving here, you have made one of the greenest decisions you could do. We have above code insulation, very quality windows that keep the heat in. We've got wood framing on 75% of the building, all Energy Star and LED lighting and appliances. And if you have other questions, the guy in charge of the smart decisions is Rob, who is over there, so he can answer in more detail some of those. But it is reduced lawnmowers, shared amenities, shared common spaces, and within that envelope, when there are opportunities to go green, where it's smart, that's what we will do. So that's kind of a response to kind of what are we doing from a green perspective. So let's take a step back and talk about what our schedule is. August 21, I hope you all have that down. That is the groundbreaking. You will be getting an invitation in the mail. Just want to let you know that we are going to be shuttling you to the groundbreaking. We have secured parking at the Evangelical Church, just past the police station, because there is not adequate parking on Stone Quarry Drive, and we're going to be bringing you into the construction site and pitching a tent. So just know that when you get your invitation, that's going to be a little different. We anticipate about 300 people coming to this groundbreaking, which will be cool. And then we'll have a big party, most likely in a tent at the Marketing Barn parking lot. September 12th is our fall social, and that is going to be at the Thompson Inn. And I know some of you have said, we just want to get together. We just want to get to know each other. September 12th is just social. It's just hanging out. And I'm hoping to organize you by wings, so you can meet your wingmen, so you can meet who your neighbors are. So it's a great way to really get to know people. So that's going to be just fun. November 1 is the Moving Expo, and that is going to be fantastic. We're going to have lots of vendors there. It's going to be basically an open house with vendors. So you're going to go in and out. All of the vendors will be offering a special deal for Riverwoods Durham folks. So movers, shredders, people who consign, people who digitize photographs, all different, everything you can think of about moving, that's going to be November 1. Why? Because I want you to think about getting ready, starting to downsize, starting to move. I don't want you to be doing it the last minute. Because the good news is, we are going to be opening in 2019. We are going to start to open in late winter of 2019. That is our date. And we are going to move in again by pod. So it's all organized based on construction. So no time like the present to do your downsizing. I have a little spy who said only 4 people have contacted her. And this is a great time to start downsizing. It's summer, it's garage sale season. Don't put it off. That's my little recommendation. December 5th is going to be our fun holiday party at Wentworth by the Sea, which we are so excited. It's hard to get a date at the Wentworth by the Sea for a holiday party because it's already booked, but now they did a fantastic job with that. So that's our time frame. Last piece is Charter Connections. As I said, you're going to get an email on Monday. That's going to give you your name and your password. Go in, log in, change your password. That's where we're going to have the repository of all the questions, all the information. We're going to get all the questions from today, put it on there. It's also a chance for you to connect with each other, ask questions, and just, kind of hang out online. If you post something on Charter Connections, you will get an email saying somebody responded to you, so it's going to be very effortless on your part. Okay, this is something that you have in your packets. This is Pod 1, 105 to 110, 205 to 210, 305 to 310, 405 to 410. You guys are the first pod. Your appointments are going to start July 31st. So that's the first time. Your finish appointments are going to start 10/23. So we have to go through everybody's MEPs, and then we start everyone's finish appointments. Pod 2, you're going to start 8/13. Pod 3 will start 8/23. Pod 4 starts 9/5. Pod 5 starts 9/17. And Pod 6 starts 9/28. And the final pod starts October 10th. So if you're in the final pod, most likely every single question you can think of has already been posted on Charter Connections by the time you get to it. So that's why we're trying to be efficient with this. And you don't have to write this down because you are going to take this all home. Each one of you is getting a personalized envelope when you leave with your gridded floor plan, your individual gridded floor plan for your home is going to be in your packet when you leave today. And I have to take my hat off to AG Architecture. They killed themselves to make this happen by this date. They are shooting daggers at me because I said I want this so far in advance. So let's give them a round of applause for all their work. You're gonna kill me. Okay, so my favorite part, questions. Raise your hand if you've got cards, and Mark, Therese, and Natalie will run around. We have about 20 minutes to answer all the questions that you have.
What? Yeah, I know. But you know, that would be nice, but then they I don't have any price in that.
No, I'll take yours. Okay, I'm going to start whipping through these questions. And if you have more questions, just keep raising your hand. Will there be glass shower enclosures? So your master bath will have a glass wall and your guest bath will not. That is standard. What appliance finishes are available? Stainless steel, white, etc. Stainless and white are standard options. Is a bottom freezer refrigerator available? That would be a custom request. So that is not standard. But we will find a standard is freezer on the top. Okay. And Mark Lane, I hope you're writing down all these answers. Okay. Between Mark and Natalie, you're going to write all these answers down. Where is the access to the health center from the independent living areas? Through the dining. So there is a pathway through the dining that goes straight to the health center. Okay, I'm going to give this one to you, Rob. And I'm going to keep going. Is it possible to have hardwood floors throughout the living room and bedroom? Yes, it's possible to have hardwood all the way through. That's an upgrade option. Okay, I love this one. Can you give any space a floor suitable for dancing with live music? Carpets don't work. I love that. I don't know. What about Ray's place? Upstairs. Okay, so we have the multi-purpose room, which is our biggest room, which you haven't seen pictures of yet because we didn't spend the money to do the renderings. But we could get a